Carole Freeman here of Hypnotic Nutrition. I'm here with Jennifer Maloka of Woohoo Fitness.
Woohoo!
So, one of the recipes we're working on today is a broccoli soup. And we just started with some chopped up, coarsely chopped broccoli florets. We even did the stem. Don't be afraid of those stems if they're tender. They're in there somewhere. And we're caramelizing onions separately on here, so that's where a lot of the flavor is going to come from. So we're going to add that later at the end. But so right now we're just going to cover this broccoli with some broth. We're using organic chicken broth. You could use veggie broth as well. You could use water, but the broth is just going to add more flavor to your soup at the end. We're going to turn this up on high so that we can get it boiling. Look at that, through the magic of television, we have another container here ready to go.
Ooh, that was like magic.
We're not measuring it, we're just adding enough until it's about covered. We're going to cover this pan, turning it on high, and just letting this broccoli boil in the broth until it gets nice and tender. Then we're going to add our caramelized onions separately in there. We've got some extra sharp cheddar here we're going to place into this broccoli soup. So we talked earlier off camera, but a lot of vegetables have a natural bitterness to them and can be one of the reasons why children and a lot of adults don't like vegetables. And so cheese naturally balances out and mutes some of that bitterness. So that can be why children often like, or adults, like cheese sauce on their, especially the broccoli. So if broccoli is too bitter for you, adding this sharp cheese to this soup is going to be really yummy. We're just going to grate some in there and stir it in until it melts.
So can you add any type of cheese, or do you recommend cheddar, or?
You certainly could add any kind that you like. I think that what flavors go well with it is cheddar, sharp cheddar, possibly Parmesan. But cheddar tends to be a nice, mellow, mild cheese that balances out that broccoli bitterness.
So I have a question that just came to me.
Yes.
If you're lucky. So the broth, or the liquid that we put in the pan with the broccoli, could we have used, say, a beer?
Yes, so that's a great broccoli cheese beer soup. So I wouldn't recommend using many cups of beer, so we probably put about 3 or 4 cups of broth in at the beginning. I would replace maybe one of those cups with beer.
So just like a beer and then the rest broth.
Yeah. And when you do it that way as well, the alcohol cooks off, and so you're just left with another
It's a flavor.
layer of flavor, yeah. So I'm just adding enough cheese until we can actually see the cheesy color. We're starting to get a little paler color on this.
And so,
broccoli
not to
cheese
like
soup.
harp on the beer thing, but I mean,
You want tequila in it?
could we?
Taste again.
So about the beers, would it be an ale, a Guinness? Is it my turn to taste again?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna like it.
Okay, so you got to answer my question first, though, because I'm going to turn this off.
Yeah, probably a lot of different beers would go well. A Guinness probably would be too hearty,
Oh my God.
too strong of a flavor.
Oh my God. If you could taste this, you would be dying. Oh my God.
Someday they will invent taste-o-vision, but
Oh.
for now,
You're just going to have to take our word for it, because that is some good stuff. Oh my
it
God.
was so simple too, right? What went in that? Those beautiful caramelized onions, chicken broth,
Broccoli.
broccoli, salt, pepper, and some cheese. That's it.
Wow.
How simple is that?
That you're a magician.
When you make it in a big batch like that, you can have it for several months in your freezer.
Awesome. Thank you,
And
Carol.
it counts as a broccoli side dish. It's vegetables.
Vegetables rock.